We're speaking with Val Parker, Executive Director of Power for Youth, and Samna Budatoki, Match Supervisor for the organization, and we'll learn what that means in a few minutes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's begin with you, Val. Tell us a little bit about what Power for Youth is.
Power for Youth is an academic mentoring program where we match caring adult volunteers with middle school and high school kids that are struggling in school to meet weekly. We're a site-based program. The goal is to help the kids to do better in school, but it's not tutoring and homework. It's kind of addressing the big picture issues that are keeping the kids from doing their best.
What does that mean?
So by the time kids are in middle school and say they're failing math, it probably doesn't have a lot to do with actually not knowing math. It could be something as simple as not having the study skills and the organization skills needed to excel in school, the homework skills. But it could also be all the way to the other end where kids have all kinds of struggles in their life and living in complete chaos, and math is the last thing in their mind. And so mentors kind of try and figure out that behind the scenes issues and work on a plan, a strategy to help the students overcome those obstacles and challenges so that they can be successful in school.
So like life skills.
Life skills, yeah, definitely life skills. But it does come back to our goal is to see an improvement in grades. And that's something that's very tangible that parents can get behind, and the students, they join us because they don't like failing math and they want to do better. And they're trying to figure out how so we can measure, our results.
I want to get back to that in a few minutes. How long have you been around now?
Power for Youth's been around for 18 years.
And how many youth do you think you've helped in those years?
Oh man, hundreds.
Okay. Sana, talk a little bit about the process of pairing mentors and mentees. How does that work, and how do you find both the teachers and the mentors and the mentees?
To start with the mentors, all of our mentors are volunteers from the community. They come to us from various sources, ranging from online sources, which would be volunteermatch.org and mentoring.org. So those are the two big websites that mentors look for volunteer opportunities and they find our programs. So that's two major sources. Another one is we do a lot of talking to our current mentors and help, asking them to help us recruit more volunteers that way. So it's word of mouth. Also, we go to different places in the community and try to hold a presentation in that way. And we put up flyers, and somehow the volunteers find us and they come to us, right? And once they come, they attend an orientation, which is an information meeting that we have once every month, and they come in and they get to learn about our program. We tell them about how we started, who we are, how to work with kids, what to expect while working with at-risk youths and things like that. So once that's the mentors part.
And let me ask you a follow-up on that about the mentors. So, I mean, what kind of qualities are you looking for in a mentor? I mean, I'm assuming that just anybody coming off the street doesn't get to be a mentor. No,
absolutely. We're looking for so the requirements are they have to be 18 years and above, they just people from the community from all walks of life, ranging from college students to retired people can become a mentor. They come in, and few requirements is that they do have to pass our background check, right? Things like that, but there's not really that I can think of.
No, it's pretty much a high school graduate and pass our background check, because we have such a range of students. Almost anybody can be a mentor. We would just match. Samna's very intentional then to just match the needs of the kids with the gifts of the mentors. So,
but any specific skills are you looking for?
No.
Oh, okay. Just able to work with young people.
Definitely.
Pretty much. Got to know we work with teenagers. So if you want to work with 6-year-olds, this ain't going to work for you.
Yeah.
And then, pass a background check. And we
Right.
ask for a high school graduate because we want to, of course, role model
Right.
finishing school. But other than that, it's a huge
Yeah.
variant.
Yeah, and I think we believe that everyone has something to give. So their experience, everyone has a story, and then they bring, and we all have our skills that we can always put in and help out, right? And also, I think we would look for somebody who's willing and available to spend 1.5 hours each week with the student.
That's good.
So that's a big requirement too.
So talk about the mentees, the
Talking
youth.
about the mentees, so the students come to us from various sources again. One of the big sources would be the school district and the counselors. We don't partner with them officially, but we work with the school very closely, so we have close relationships with a lot of schools in Long Beach, Bellflower, and Lakewood. So they send us referrals. If they see a student who has a need for it and who can benefit from mentoring, they come to us, the school counselors. But again, parents look us up online, and again, word of mouth would be a way that students come to us. And also, we partner and work closely with social service organizations, so local organizations like ChildNet or
Olive Crest.
Olive Crest, Bayfront Family and Youth Services, and organizations like that.
What are you looking for in a mentee? Both of you.
Willingness and openness to come and learn from an adult who they don't know. And a lot of times our students are open to that, which is one big criteria when I personally interview the students one-on-one. So one of the major things that my job is to do is to ask them and make sure that they are here willingly and they're not being forced upon by their parents or by the teachers. So it's something they come out of their own will rather than being forced upon.
So I'm just really curious about what's it look like when the first time a mentee meets a mentor? I mean, what's that like? I mean, are you sitting in on the first session?
I think Somna's
Yeah.
there to get them started. And,
yeah.
we're a site-based program. So they're always
Right.
at a site. And they've
Not a
always-
school site, right?
Not a non-school site, community-based location, where they come in and we have a staff person there. So there's someone there to welcome them, besides Somna even.
Right.
And then we do have a little curriculum that they have when they first get started. It's kind of like, and I don't...
Like a blind date?
I was going to say that. It's exactly like a blind date, and it's exactly the whole mentoring relationship is like a dating relationship. It's, they meet, it's a blind date, they get along, they have a little honeymoon period, then they probably have a little rocky time, and then they settle into a smooth relationship,
So tell me what that's like, because I'm just trying to picture.
A lot of times I connect directly with the mentors. So for them, it's definitely nervousness. It's like, what do I expect? What do I know? But then before the matches start, we send them confirmation packets, sending both parties information about each other. And then the mentors
okay.
can look into the copy of the application of the student and get to know what grade they're in, what are their interests, and similar thing with the students. They get to know their mentor's name and the contact information. So we also highly recommend that the mentor or the student, they call each other before even coming to the site.
okay.
So just quick introduction. Hey, my name is so and so, and I'm excited to see you. So they come to the site, and
That doesn't always happen, though,
Yeah.
because they're nervous.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're
It's like a
nervous.
blind date.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they come in, and basically it's introduction. So let's say this is Val and this is Antonio. So you guys will be working together and just orienting them real quick about the structure of the program. So you spend this many. So our structure of the program, we have this 30-minute thing going on, where 30 minutes to start with. They start with homework, so anything related to academics, which is where they're working on the school loop of the students.
Right.
So, they check in with the assignments, the grades, any missing assignments or anything that has to be taken care of. So
Right.
they start off with that, start off the meeting with that, and then if everything is perfect, that's great. If not, they already have a whole big project to work on.
Right.
And in the next 30 minutes, more or less, it does not have to be strictly 30, but more or less, the next 30 minutes is we are We focus highly on literacy, so reading and writing skills. We do require our parents to read for a bit and then also write in journals for a bit, so which we provide the journals and the journal topics as well if they are not interested in looking for it, or they could get creative and start their own journal topics.
Right.
So they read aloud together, and then they write in their journal, and then they share their journal with each other too by reading out loud. And we're a research-based program.
So the mentor and the mentee
Yes, they do that
both do
together.
journals.
And they
Oh,
both read aloud.
Oh,
they do
very-
that.
that's very interesting.
So, year in every year we have this. We're a research-based program, so based on our evidence, it shows that like just this year we had 90%, almost 90% improvement in reading and writing skills, and we do highly emphasize that they follow this structure because it has that impact on them.
Okay.
Right, and then the last 30 minutes, let's say, is the fun time, so that keeping in mind that the student do require some time to have fun, some time to wind down with their mentor and have a connection time where they're just doing something that they like. It could be they're playing board games, they're going out and playing basketball, football, or just sitting and chatting.
Right.
So
But everything is done there at the site. It's
Yes.
not like they can
Right.
take them out to lunch or dinner or something like that.
No.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so just orienting so that when the peers coming, just to giving them the reminder, because we do talk about this when the students come in for the interview and for the mentors when they come into the orientation. But because they're together, I do
Right.
give them a reminder. So this is what you do, and we do give them like few activities to work on. So breaking the ice,
Right.
getting to know each other, activities and stuff like that. So.
Tell me where the family is in all of this, the family of the mentee. How are they involved?
So the families, we really have a real minimal involvement with that. Obviously, we stay in touch with the parents as much as possible. Some parents are a lot more accessible than other parents, but we don't have a requirement of that. So therefore, the kids that come from very chaotic lives that do not have parents that are involved or around, that's okay. The kids can still be involved. One of the things, our idea is to help the kids to be successful in society on their own. So we're really dealing with them. Working with the parents would be Samna or myself. The mentors really do not work with the parents at all. Think about it from this end. Thinking that you're 13 years old and you're meeting with a mentor, and if that mentor starts hanging out and talking with your mom, you've just kind of blown that relationship with your kid.
Right.
So the mentors need to build that relationship with their student and with their trust with the youth.
Right.
So if the parents have any concerns or questions, but mostly we're teaching the kids how to become self-reliant, and most of our kids are pretty struggling with a lot of risk factors. So parents are not often in the picture, perhaps are grateful that we take them for this couple hours a week on occasion. But not all parents. A lot of parents are fabulous and very supportive, and anything we can do to help them improve their grades of their child they're active in.
Let me just clarify one thing before I ask my next question. So they're meeting once a week, right? An hour and a half a week. For a year, was it?
Yes, minimum requirement is a year, but
Okay.
it's negotiable, so they can stay with us 4 to 5 years, 6 years throughout,
Oh, okay.
starting from middle school to high school.
And you've had mentees
Yes.
stay together that long?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay.
had so students join our program in middle school, which is a really time when they're open to joining and taking on a mentor. But last year we had 4 students graduate from high school. So obviously they've been in the
Right.
program a lot of years.
Okay,
Right.
great. How do you deal with any special challenges like language challenges, Spanish speaking or Khmer speaking? How do you run into that, or do you run into that?
We do run into that. In fact, a huge chunk of our students are Hispanic, so Spanish-speaking families. But we work together on that. Val and I somewhat we speak Spanish, and we try our best. Val does it better than me, but we do have staff who speak Spanish, so that way there's always somebody to communicate with the families. A lot of times students speak English, so
Okay.
that wouldn't be an issue when they're coming and
Right.
working with the mentors. But if anything, I do try to accommodate with mentors who can speak Spanish too.
Okay.
But that's not always the case because sometimes kids who are coming from mostly Spanish-speaking family, they come in to learn English. So, also
Gotcha.
keeping that in mind that
Right.
there has to be a balance.
Okay.
But it's definitely a collaborative work. We all work together to reach out and address those problems. Yeah.
I want to get back to the earlier thing about because I'm really interested in this part about the life skills, social skills,
Yes.
because this constantly comes up in a lot of discussions I've had with people, because you can teach them math, you can teach them reading, but you're right, if
You
they
have
come
to
from
teach them to show up on time.
Right.
talk a bit about that.
So I think that that's where, and I think kids join our program and parents bring their students here thinking they're going to learn math or history, and realize quickly, it's not about those issues. And I think sometimes it is very simple. Teaching the kids the importance of showing up on time. Our mentors are always here on time, and we work very hard to help them recognize, half the battle. I have no tolerance for bad language or inappropriate dress, because we're teaching, saying, you're here because you want to learn how to be successful in society. These are the skills at this point in time that you need to be successful in society. And if you phrase it like that, everyone's on board with it. So we make no judgments about families or what the kids do when they walk out of here or anything like that. But we say, in our program, you're here to learn how to get ahead. And there are certain rules of society, polite society, that we need. So let's help you build those skills. Because we're site-based, we allow the kids, they have opportunities to, say, as Samna said, during their playtime, play board games with another pair. Perhaps with a student that's older or a totally different group than what they normally would hang out with, and they have to work together to play Monopoly. So they build those social skills. So I think it is a lot how to address the teachers, how to ask questions. Those are the skills that the mentors work with the students on. Very much not the subject, it's the behind the scenes stuff. And
Right.
that's what the kids need to learn.
Which would hopefully open them up to the learning of the other things.
Well, exactly. Once you have those skills, you can be successful anywhere.
So in closing, remind us how adults who want to get involved, how do they find out more about the program and the process?
Well, there's a lot of options. First of all, is our website. First, definitely, www.power4youth.org.
Okay.
That'd be the first one. Second one is we're on social media, so they can find us on Facebook, Instagram,
And Twitter.
We're out there, and they can definitely call our office or call me personally.
Would you share that number?
Definitely, yeah. So the office number would be 562-435-2352.
Okay, good.
That's our office phone number, or they can email us at power4youth.org.
Okay. And if a parent is
Same way.
listening,
Yes,
same thing, they can
absolutely.
just
Same way.
call and just want to get involved.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, I want to thank you, Val Parker, Executive Director, Power for Youth, and Samna Budataki. I'm totally destroying the name. I apologize. Match Supervisor for Power for Youth, and thank you again very much.
Thank you very
Thank you so
much.
much. Yeah.
Excited to share.